Hey everyone, today we're gonna make dessert. I'm gonna teach you guys how to make apple tart. So, how do you like them apples? These are them Granny Smith apples. Pretty delicious actually. You know, I just realized that this guy right here isn't even a freaking Granny Smith apple. Whoever works at the store put the wrong apple in the wrong bin. But whatever, I'll use them anyways. Alright, so we're gonna start by making the crust first. So I got 2 cups of flour, add a pinch of salt and a pinch of sugar. And then I'm gonna make sure I mix it up really well because you don't want like a lump of sugar or salt in your crust. I got about half a cup of ice water right here. It'll come into play later. Now this is a frozen butter. It's 1.5 sticks. So I'm actually kind of gonna dice it up. You can use a food processor, but you kind of want these like small little chunks of butter. And while the butters are still kind of little chunks, you want to throw it into your flour mixture and use a fork to kind of work it in. You don't want to make it smooth, you just want like little chunks, and this will ensure that you have a really good flaky crust. And to this, I'm going to add my ice water. The ice water will keep the butter cold so it won't really melt everywhere. And this will become our crust after you kind of knead it a little bit. Don't knead it too much, work quickly. You don't want your hands to melt the butter. Eventually it'll form a ball. It may not look like it at first. So we want it to rest for about 30 minutes to an hour. So I'm going to wrap it up in some parchment paper. We can just kind of set that aside. So these are Granny Smith apples. They have a low water content, so that's why I'm using them. You might want to core your apples. I kind of forgot to core mine, but yeah, whatever. So I'm adding a little bit of lemon juice right there to kind of keep the apples fresh and bright. And after the flour has rested, the dough rather, I'm going to roll it out. And I don't have a rolling pin, so I'm going to use a can of beer. It's cold, so I guess that's a plus. But yeah, use a rolling pin if you have one. Now it's time for you to get kind of artsy, I guess. You can lay out your apples in whatever design you want. Some people like it radially. I just kind of like it plain and simple, zigzagging back and forth. That looks good. I'm going to sprinkle the top with half a cup of sugar and then dot it with some butter. The butter will help the sugar caramelize and the apples brown nicely. And then you bake it like a Polaroid picture, I guess. So there you have it. After about 40 minutes, I put some little bit of apricot preserves on there to kind of elevate the flavor. And after I cut it, in hindsight, maybe my apple slices should have been a little bit thinner, but hey, it's still freaking delicious. So I hope you guys enjoy it and try it out. It's really good, trust me. Every little thing I do never seems enough for you. You don't want to visit again, but I'm not like them. That's right, it's gonna be me. How do you like them apples? Like Granny Smith apples. Hi.